Hello Virgo, thank you so much for joining me, Lorian, for your May tarot reading and psychic insights. I'm so grateful to all of you who join me every time, and thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting and tell me about your day. And I'm so grateful to all of you who've got private readings with me as well. Thank you. So we're going to be using the Everyday Witch Tarot, and I'm just going to do a slightly different spread, something that I've done before in client readings. And if you see, it's my little unicorn pen that I'm using now. Somebody actually asked me, what's his name? So he doesn't have a name. If you'd like to name him, that's absolutely fine, if you're accepting all suggestions from my unicorn pencil. But yes, it's kind of the vibe that we've got going on at the moment, I think, just naming unicorn pencils. He is a very nice unicorn. I mean, very, very sweet. Okay, so with this reading, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the energies of the moons and how they're going to affect you, and the generalization, yes, because it may be different if you have an alternative, or the moon in an alternative house. But for the most part, I will be looking at how the moon is going to affect Virgo. And let's have a look and see. Sometimes I've said that I'm going to look at love and then something else completely comes out. Four of Cups. This is an example. So you could be feeling kind of out of sorts or a little bit down and looking for things to control. So it could be that sometimes you feel as though you can't possibly juggle so many plates that you put on yourself, and that's fine. Everybody has those pressures, everybody has those issues, but it may be this month that you have been kind of in the past looking for something to control, looking for something to grab hold of. This could be relationships, how you look at things, or for instance, you're very healing and you're always very nurturing. So it could be that you're looking for people to nurture because that is something that you feel you have control over, rather than your own life and issues that you've got going on. You can, ask to control somebody else's life and be their life guide rather than yourself. So this could be that you are a little bit too disrupted and apathetic about some situation that you have going on, and that's fine. Like I said, everybody has that sometimes. Everybody goes through that. Eight of Swords backs that up. You may be feeling isolated a little bit here. It could be just that you throw it down. You're like, you know what, I'm going off to a safe place just to take my mind off things. I can't deal with this stress anymore. It could be that you're taking on also too much, so the world's problems. One person, yes, can't solve world hunger, but at the same time, I think you may be looking too into it and feeling too helpless about it. It's something that I think you can reflect on and not really take so personally. Something isn't working. It's not your job to fix a government's issues. It's not your job to fix something that's, too much for other people to solve. You are not the problem solver of everything and everyone you care about. So I think it's kind of relinquishing control slightly and making sure that you focus on the things that are for you. I mean, this could be that you feel like you're isolating yourself away, worrying about things that you feel better about worrying over. But this is kind of saying, look, don't get isolated, don't put yourself over there too much. There is a vibe of freedom, there is a vibe of actually coming out of that and being so much more self-aware because of the things that you've been maneuvering around yourself. I honestly believe that this is going to be something that you can take into your spiritual development. The next one we have, Ten of Pentacles. Wow. So this is such a very strong, pure connection. This is about establishment of yourself. You may feel like you ground yourself this month because we have, this month is Taurus. It's an earth sign. It's a very strong sign. The new moon falls in Taurus on the 4th of May. If you've been feeling a little bit like this throughout April because, Aries may have affected you or something like that, you have this very strong, very controlled energy coming through with Taurus this month. And because the new moon, like I say, on the 4th of May is in your 9th house, again, this taps into your spiritualization and your guru, your look, your inner education, your inner speciality. So some of you may automatically go, I don't have any specialities, but that's where I'm saying that you're putting yourself down and you're actually focusing on things that are not true. Things that you can control is recognizing your inner potential so that you can bring it out and experience this. Now, something that I just want to get, and here it comes, it's the unicorn. So the main thing is that you have this connection jumped out at me first of all, the fact that you have two heads together. Two heads may be better than one this month. You may actually get more information, more insight, more things done if you confide in somebody else. And it doesn't have to be a family affair, although for some of you it may be a family affair that you're talking to your parent, your spouse, a brother, a sister to organise something. But I do feel that you feel more wealthy. And that wealth can come in many forms, but more abundant as well. Prosperity seems to come forward to you a lot easier this month because you've kind of let go of some of the preconceived ideas that you've had before, like, oh, I have to do this, or I can't see the end of it. Two heads are better than one. You need to communicate. And then you have the Ace of Swords, so a lot of mental energy. The Ace of Swords for me is very much about power of vision and your clarity as you go through into the new fold of life. So it could be that with this new moon, you start to get a feeling of what must happen and how you can do things. And this is all part of your spiritual development, but you can apply it to all areas. So if you have a problem in your romantic life or you don't seem to get the dates that you really wanted to, or that partner is not communicating with you very well, or they haven't been back to you or messaged you in a while, the key is not to seek everywhere else or everyone else that you can help control and feel stable by. The key is to do some inner working and to actually look at how you can benefit yourself. Now, some people might go, oh, no, I'm not doing any of that because it'll set me back. No, actually, it's a case of unfolding yourself to set you forwards. So this is giving you energy. This is giving the spark of life, the clarity, the think of like, oh, eureka moment, where you've maybe looked at a problem for so long. You suddenly, after exposing this to other people who can help, go, oh, damn it, I know which one. Why was it so obvious to me? I didn't see it before. You get this as a writer, actually. Sometimes I sit down and I go on what I call my plot chair, and I go and talk about it to my mum, and well, I'm having this trouble with. And soon as I'm talking it out, I realise what the solution is. And so, in that sort of vibration, you can go back and go, oh, I know what it is, because you've talked about it with somebody else. You've heard your subconscious bring it forward to your conscious and you're talking it out. But too many cups may spoil the broth. This is a little warning. This is not an actuality. Five of Wands brings in a case of other people may be very particular about what they want you to do or what they think is best for you to do. So there's only so many people you can go for advice. And they could be somebody who comes in and thinks they know everything for you. This is not the case. This is where you have to communicate a bit more. And you have to be very clear about the boundaries that you want to set with people who, out of the best intentions, they may want to repay you for being so kind and being so generous. They may want to come through and go, oh, you know what, Virgo? Thank you ever so much for being this for me or talking about that for me. I really need you to do X, Y, Z now because this is what's best for you. And then somebody else comes in with an entirely different perspective. It may be that you go to a single friend who tells you, oh, this needs to happen and blah, 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 just enjoy this. Or for a partnered friend going, oh, no, you need a partnership and blah, blah, blah. So it could be something that, spins your head around. You need to be very discerning with the people that you are taking advice from. And this could be as well with the full moon is Scorpio. And I know a lot of Virgos get along with Scorpios, but Scorpio is going to go deep on you this month. This is in your third house of competition, communication, your skills, short trips, even if you want to sell something. So this could be that you need to go deep into something that maybe you didn't actually want to tell somebody. But this is illuminating something that you need to get out in the open, that you need to have a look at a conversation or the friends that you're keeping around you. It could even be that you've noticed a friend drifting away from you slightly, or you've noticed somebody being a bit distant. If you've been reluctant to actually talk to this person because, oh, well, I don't want it to be true, you may get the confidence to talk to them and say, you know what, is there something wrong? Is there something that I'm missing here? Are you drifting away from me because of something I've done. Can we work something out, please? So it could be that you actually find a level playing field again. And then you have the Nine of Cups. So once you've worked it out, once you've spoken to somebody, once you've actually had the things discussed that you need to discuss, you feel all right. You feel back on the road. This is comfort. This is your satisfaction time. It is also the wish card as well. So you could be dealing with either a Cancerian that you wanted to bring back into your life, or just this Cancerian feel of being very at home. The kind of generosity that comes forwards towards you with such a sense of peace and well-being. You may even be looking to law of attraction to drive some points home, to drive some inner well-being coming through for you. And I feel that this is going to be a very strong build-up as well, that's going to give you this sensibility for the future. Okay, this is what you fear will happen. So let me just bring these two up. So you may think, oh wow, yeah, this is great. I've had this idea and I'm feeling very good, but somebody is bound to come through and wreck my party. That's not the case. With the Five of Cups, this is kind of the fear of crying about spilled milk. And you have two fives here. But the main thing with fives is creativity, is anything can happen, it is change, it's this feeling of jumble emotions. So it could be that you just want to be this peaceful figure in the middle here. So let me just show you these instead of playing with the camera. So you have these three. So you just want to be this very peaceful figure in the middle of all this junk. Maybe they want to take you to one place, but you feel very overwhelmed. Just be the center point of your own making in this storm. You don't have to be any port in a storm. Oh, it's not in there, it's here. You just have to be true to you and true to what you want to do and true to how you want to feel. If it's fruitful, if it's abundant, you want to feel, go about doing it. You don't have to listen to anybody else. But I do think that you may have to take some humble pie at some point, because I think one of your friends, if not a few, but one of your friends will be quite open and honest with you, and just you may not like that. So if that's the case, just suck it up, really. And they could be very open and honest about what things are happening for you, but at the same time, you don't want to hear it because it actually strikes too much of a chord, or you don't want to think about it, or you're just like, no, 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 no. Maybe if something is twinging a little, you need to pay attention to that and explore how you feel emotionally within this. Okay. Patience. Everything can be accomplished at nature's pace. So this, to me, is kind of like, don't think you're failing just because it's not happened yet. Everything has its true course, everything has its natural flow. So it's because you don't have the big house or the big family, or you haven't got married yet, or because you haven't actually been here, done that, XYZ. Time is an illusion, it's man-made. We put the hours on the clock, we put the 24 hours in a day. We are the ones that said it has to be such and such a time. Come at 9 a.m., come at this, but they all decided when the workday started. So time is not something you need to pay attention to. You have an abundance of it. It's just about how you use it. And patience could be the thing, well, I'll set this in motion, but then let it go. You don't have to control everything. Like I say, everything in your life is not able to be controlled. Simply as a lesson to let it go and let it form, let it bloom on its own. So it could be a lesson for you to not shut yourself away, to have the difficult conversations this month, to have the ability, because this is a brilliant card, you have this and the Ten of Pentacles, to know within yourself that what you wants you, it's coming in, it's being fruitful for you, it's developing, and you have the new and full moon to help you with that. So I hope this helps you, Virgo. Let me know in the comments below. I'm so grateful for all of you leaving a comment, and if you'd like to get in touch with me or get a private reading, all the information is down below, and I'm very thankful for those of you who have done that too. But in the meantime, take care of yourself, my lovely, lovely Virgos. I wish you all the very best of luck, and I'll speak to you guys very soon. Take care.